Oia, aloha mai kākou, mahalo keia hui hou ana o kākou, no ka haʻawina ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi o keia pule. Here we are again with another haʻawina ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi for this week. E nana kākou. Oia, na pahu hopu o keia pule. Let's take a look at the goals for this week's haʻawina ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi. Helu e kahi e aʻu I ka Pepeke Painu, as well as the Pepeke Painu kauoha. Okay. Goal number 2, helu elua e a'u I na painu, hehele, a me na hamani. Again, we'll talk about this. We'll define these things, these terms, shortly. And our last and final goal of this week, the pahuhopu, helu e kolu, is to e a'u I na hua ʻŌlelo o ka lua. E a'u I na hua ʻŌlelo o ka lua. We're going to learn some terms from the lua, yeah, the restroom or the bathroom. And we're going to incorporate some of these words into our sentence pattern for this week. Oia me ia mau mana'o e ho'omaka kākou. The Pepeke Painu will be the focus of this week. Pepeke Painu is described as someone or something has a certain quality, right, or trait. For example, red, happy, clean, tired. These are all words that have a quality or a trait to them, right? So red, ula ula, happy, hauoli, clean, ma'e ma'e, and of course tired, maluhi luhi. The Pepeke Painu can also be used to describe someone or something who does a particular action. Okay. Um, for example, to work, to clean, to go, or lives in some place, or eats and drinks. Okay, these are all particular actions that someone or something can do. Okay, so examples again: to hana, to work, to clean, to ho'o ma'e ma'e, to go, to hele or to holo, lives, to noho, eats, right? Eats something, to ai, and drinks, yeah, to inu. So these are the two functions of the Pepeke Painu, and we're going to go ahead and take a deeper look at them. In the next slide, no leila, elu ukako. Let's dive into the Haʻawina. So today we're going to take a look at two of the three types of verbs, painu, that we call them painu in ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi. We're going to take a look at the hamani and the hehele verbs, okay, action words. So the hamani is defined as actions that are done to someone or something, okay? So for example, some of the hamani words would be to hanai, okay, to hanai, to feed, maalama, to care for, and to papale, to wear a hat, yeah, to wear something on your head. To hanai, we usually do it to someone or something, right? Or malama, we usually malama someone or we malama something. And then a papale, okay, we're gonna papale wear something. Okay. So those are some examples of a hamani action verb, actions done to someone or something. The other type of verb that we're gonna look at tonight is called a hehele. This type of action word focuses on such things as movements, actions such as movements, and actions that are not done to someone or something. Okay, not necessarily done to someone or something. All right, so this is the second type of verb or action word called a hehele. Some of the examples for hehele are hanau, noho, and komo. So you may be familiar with the English words hamani, transitive verb, and hehele, intransitive verb. But for this haʻawina, we'll just use the Hawaiian terms, hamani and hehele. And we'll think of them in terms of the descriptions here, actions done to someone or something, such as hanai, malama, and papale, or actions such as movements not done to someone or something, for example, hanau, noho, and komo. Okay? So keep these two definitions in mind as we move forward in the haʻawina. Oh, yeah. All right, so Pepeke Painu. Pepeke Painu, again, is a simple verb sentence structure. And in this case, we're going to use a hamani verb. So again, hamani is someone or something that does an action to something. For example, we have the word ho'opa'a. Ho'opa'a is a hamani because it makes something else pa'a. Okay. Let's take a look at the definition for lauka. Lauka is the thing that is receiving the action of a hamani. So we can think of the word lauka as the direct object, the thing that is receiving the action of a hamani verb, also known as an okena. The okena is the direct object. Oh yeah, no Leila, in this particular la'ana, this example, we're going to use the hamani ho'opa'a. Okay, does anyone know what the word ho'opa'a means? Okay, if you said to fasten, pololei. Ho'opa'a means to fasten something. Okay, and remember, the lauka is the thing that is receiving the action of a hamani. So in the first example, ho'opa'a is the hamani, and kahuka is the thing that is receiving the action of the hamani. Okay, so if ho'opa'a means to fasten, we're going to fasten what? I kahuka. Okay, we're going to fasten I kahuka. But we need that ʻami lauka there. We need that e, right? Anytime we have a hamani, we need to have the e to mark the thing that is receiving the action of the hamani. Okay, ho'opa'a I kahuka. If you said fasten the zipper, mai ka'i. Okay, so ho'opa'a I kahuka. Fasten the what? Kahuka. And we need to have again that ʻami lauka e to mark the thing that is receiving the action of being fastened, right? Ho'opa'a I kahuka. Ho'opa'a is the hamani verb. I kahuka is the okena, the thing receiving the action of being fastened. Ho'opa'a I kahuka. Okay, meikai, the next example is malama ina keiki. Okay, so we should know what malama means. It means to care for something, right? In this case, who is receiving the action of being cared for, right? Who is the okena in this sentence? Polole, na keiki. Na keiki are the recipients of the action of the hamani, which is to be cared for, yeah, to malama. And again, we need the ʻami lauka I to make it complete. Malama I na keiki. Okay, malama I na keiki. Anybody have any mana'o on the translation of malama I na keiki? All right, malama means to care for. Na keiki are receiving the action. So the sentence could mean to care for the children to malama I na keiki. Now, if you do not have the ʻami lauka, that E there, malama na keiki by itself means something totally different. It doesn't mean care for the children, right? It means that the children cares for something. Okay, so it's it's incomplete. We don't know what the keiki are caring for. But no, the keiki are not the akena in this example. They're not the ones doing the action. They are the ones receiving the action. They are the okena of this sentence. Therefore, they are the ones receiving the action of being malamana. So if we want to say care for the children, we have to have e in there, the ʻami lauka, malama I na keiki. The keiki are the ones who are receiving the action of being malama. Oh, mai kai. Okay, so that's ho'omau. Again, the lauka is the thing that is receiving the action of a hamani verb. Okay, so let's take a look at the example of the word ho'olohe, which is our hamani, our action word. Our ʻami lauka would be ya. So there are two ʻami lauka, I and ya. There are certain times to use I and there are certain times to use ya. In this case, we use ya. Now let's take a look at the different examples here. So ho'olohe ya kalapana. Ya kalapana. Kalapana is an ʻoa paku. It is a name of a song, a mele. So we can say ho'olohe ya kalapana. Listen to the song kalapana. The other example is an ʻoa kuhane, which is a name of a person. In this case, it'll be ho'olohe ya kalapana, but in the context of a person. Okay, so there's someone there in the room with you, and his or her name is Kalapana, and someone is saying Ho'olohe ya Kalapana. Okay, so Ho'olohe ya Kalapana, the mele, versus Ho'olohe ya Kalapana, the person. Okay, and the last example is a papani. and how we use the papani, the ʻami lauka ya with papani. So the example again, ho'olohe ya oi, you. Ho'olohe ya oi, listen to you. Ho'olohe yaya, listen to him or her. Or ho'olohe ya'u. Ya'u is a contraction of I and au. Ya'u, to me. Yeah, e ho'olohe ya'u. Listen to me. Okay, in I o apaku will require ya, and I o kuhane will take on ya, as well as the papani will take on ya. Ya oi, ya ya, ya'u. Maikai, ho'omaukako. All right, so we have some examples here with some words from our Papa Hua ʻŌlelo for the words of Okalua. Yeah, now Hua ʻŌlelo Okalua, which hopefully you have in front of you and you can take a look at while we go through these sentences, through these examples. The first word is pauma. Okay, and these are all hamani, yeah, in bold, italicized, bold. Each of these Pepeke Painu begins with the Painu. Yeah, that's something that I forgot to mention earlier. In the Pepeke Painu, the sentence begins with a painu always. Okay, pauma is a painu. It's an action word. It is a hamani word. Um, then we got to ask the question, okay, who's doing who's doing the paumana, right? Who's doing that? Well, in this case, the pico of the sentence is kekumu. Okay, and we remember kekumu, the teacher. Yeah. What is the teacher paumana? I ke kopa. Ah, I ke kopa, the kopa. Okay, so what is ke kopa or kopa? Polole, soap. Okay, so the soap is receiving the action of being pumped or pumped out by who? Ke kumu. Aye, the kumu in this case is the akena, and the kopa, ke kopa is the okena, the direct object receiving the action of the hamani. So let's take a look at this. We should have a good idea of what the unuhi would be. Pauma ke kumu ike kopa. Aye, so if you said the teacher pumps the soap, mai kai, polole. And this is something that we see in the classroom now because, you know, we need to keep our hands ma'e ma'e. So we have the kopa malo'o in the lumi papa in our classroom. And sometimes the kumu will, you know, distribute the kopa to the keiki. So pauma ke kumu ike kopa. Aye. Pauma is our hamani. The kopa is the okena receiving the action of pauma. Yeah, the paumana. The kumu is the one doing the action. Maikai. The next Pepeke Painu with the hamani is ho au au ke kupuna ya kaleo hone. Now we know the word au au means to bathe, right? But when you bathe someone else or something, the word changes to ho au au. Ho au au is the hamani of au au. Okay. Ho au au ke kupuna ya kaleo hone. Okay. So ho au au, to bathe someone or something. Um, who's doing the bathing? Ke kupuna. We should know what ke kupuna means. And who is receiving the action of being given a bath? Ya kaleo hone. So kaleo hone. We can assume that this is a kupuna, a tutu, who is bathing her mo'opuna, his or her mo'opuna. Kaleohone is his or her name. Okay, so ho au au, ke kupuna, ya kaleohone. Let's take a look at the ha'ina. I, the grandparent, bathes kaleohone. Okay, so again, kaleohone is the okena, receiving the action of ho au au, of being given a bath by the kupuna. Yeah, so the grandparent bathes kaleohone. Maikai. Next example is ho'oma'ema'eau ia papa'i. Ho'oma'ema'eau ia papa'i. Ho'oma'ema'e is our hamani verb. Okay, Pepeke Painu always begins with a verb, and this verb is a hamani ho'oma'ema'e. Ho'oma'ema'e to make something clean. We have a papani as the pico of the sentence. The papani is in this case au, right? Me, I, or me. And what is receiving the action of being cleaned? Hi, ya papai. Ho'oma'e ma'e au, ya papai. So papai, the word papai is capitalized. So that can only mean one thing. It's either a person or a place. And in this case, papai is a place. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a beach in Puna. Ho'oma'e ma'e au, ya papai. Let's confirm that. Ai, maikai. I clean papai, the place called papai. All right, and our last example is papale o kuuipo ika papale. So in this case, papale, which is a kikino, a noun, can also be used as a painu, a verb. So the meaning of papale in this context is to wear something. This usually reserved for the head. So papale o kuuipo ika papale. So kuuipo is the pico. She is the akena of the sentence, the one who is doing the action. Ika papale is the thing that is receiving the action. The action is papale, to wear. So papale o kuuipo ika papale. Ai kuuipo wears the hat. Okay, so there are certain words that we use that can be used in this context, and papale is one of them. All right, so papale o kuuipo ika papale. Kuuipo wears the hat. Maikai, ho'omau kako. Okay, so now let's take a look at the Pepeke Painu using hehele type verbs. A hehele is a verb that tells us that someone or something does an action, but not necessarily to something else. So one of the easiest ways to remember what kind of words are hehele is the word hele, because it's in the word hehele. So whenever you get confused, you need to, oh, what is a hehele type verb? Oh, hele. Hele is one that you can remember easily because it's in the word hehele. So hele means to travel or to go, right? To travel to somewhere or to go somewhere. We have three examples again of ʻoa paku and ʻoa kuhane and a papani. All right, so in this example, we're using hele, and we're going to see how they're used in this context. Okay, so hele with an ʻoa paku. Hele I Kalapana is the place. Okay, now we're talking about the place name, Kalapana. Don't worry, I won't sing the song, but you guys can sing the song, Hikino. But Hele I Kalapana, the place. Now we have two that we can use. We can use either E or Ma. They're both interchangeable. But E specifically talks about the destination. So you're in the process of traveling, in the process of moving, and you are going toward Kalapana. You're heading there. Okay. If you use the ʻami ma, then that indicates that you're already there. You've arrived and you're now ma Kalapana. You're no longer traveling to Kalapana, as indicated by the word I, the ʻami I. So again, hele I Kalapana, the place. If it's an ʻoa kuhane, we use ya to mean hele ya Kalapana, go to the person named Kalapana. All right. And the last example is papani, hele ya oi, hele yaya, and hele ya'u. Hele yaoi, go to you. Hele yaya, go to him or her. Hele ya'u, come to me. Yeah, go to me or come to me. So this is how we use hehele, and we use the markers to mark kalapana, the ʻoa paku, kalapana, the ʻoa kuhane, or the papani, oi, ia, and ia'u. So the main thing to remember here is that the Pepeke Painu with a hehele verb, right, at the beginning indicates that someone or something does an action, but not necessarily to something. Okay. In most cases, they're experiencing the action. Okay. So they're traveling to Kalapana, or they're going to Uncle Kalapana, or they're going to the Papani, one of the Papani, to hit to you, to him or her, or to me. Okay, depending on the sentence. with all of these things in mind, let's take a look at some examples, some la'ana. Oh yeah, Pepeke Painu hehele. Okay, so let's take a look. What is the hehele? What is the verb in this Pepeke Painu? Au au. Ai, mai kai, au au. Ho'opili mai, au au. Mai kai. Au au means to take a bath, right? To bathe. Ai. In this context, to bathe. Um, who's doing the bathing? Okay. Ka'ohana, the family. Ai. Au au ka'ohana, where? Now we're talking about a location here. Okay. I kalumi au au. The place where you au au. Right? Kalumi au au in the shower, in the bathroom, in the restroom. I kalumi au au. Right? This is a hehele now, so we're not giving someone a bath. We're just saying that the family takes a bath. All right. So the ʻŌlelo pelikania would be the family bathes in the bathroom. Ai, maikai. Okay, the second example, holo ke kaika mahine I kau mahina. Holo is a movement, right? A movement. We're in traveling. We're going to. Sometimes you can use the word holo for run. So who's doing this? Ke kaika mahine. Ai. Who is the kaika mahine? The girl. Okay, ke kaika mahine, the girl. Where is she running to, or where is she traveling to? Kaumahina. Aye, Kaumahina. So Kaumahina must be a place name. It must be a place. Yeah. So let's take a look at this. Holo ke kaika mahine I Kaumahina. The kaika mahine is traveling to where? I Kaumahina. Okay, let's take a look at the Pelikania. The girl travels to Kaumahina. There's no tense in this sentence here. It's just the girl travels to Kaumahina. Every couple weeks, holo ke kaika mahine e Kaumahina. Okay. This is just something that this girl, this kaika mahine does. Okay. The girl travels to Kaumahina. The next example is holo oya ma Kaumahina. Holo oya ma Kaumahina. Okay. So oya is the papani that's referring to the girl, ke kaika mahine, right? Oya is making reference to ke kaika mahine. He, she, or it. But in this context, it's probably she. Okay, ke kaika mahine that we're talking about. Holo oya ma kau mahina, not I kau mahina, not toward, not a destination of travel, but kau mahina, the place where she's already at. Okay, so holo oya ma kau mahina. Let's take a look at the ha'ina. She travels at kau mahina. She travels around kau mahina hikino. But here she travels at Kaumahina. And the reason why it's she is because we talked about a girl in the previous sentence. Holo ke kaika mahine. I Kaumahina to Kaumahina. Now she's there and now she's traveling in and around Kaumahina. Okay, Meikai, the last la'ana is ku o kaliko I mua o ke aniani. Okay, ku o kaliko I mua o ke aniani. Ku is our hehele verb. All right. Ku means what? It means to stand, right? To stand up or to stand. Okay. Who's doing the standing? O kaliko. All right. Kaliko is the piko of this sentence. O kaliko is the one who's doing the standing. Where is kaliko standing? Okay. We learned this in the previous Haʻawina. I mua o. Okay. I mua o. In front of something. What is that something? Ke aniani. Ke aniani. What is the mana'o of aniani? Take a look at your papahua ʻŌlelo. The mirror. So this Pepeke Painu is saying that kaliko, ku oya, ku o kaliko, kaliko stands where? I mua o ke aniani. In other words, kaliko stands in front of the mirror. Mai kai. Hopefully you all got that polole. Yeah. Ku o kaliko, I mua o ke aniani, kaliko stands in front of the mirror. Mai kai loa. Ho mau kako. All right, so now we're going to learn about the Pepeke Painu and its form of a kaoha. Now, kaoha means to command, it means command, or it could also mean a suggestion, depending on the context or the tone of voice in some situations. So the māka painu in this case would be e or mai. E or mai. Let's take a look at the first la'ana. E ho'opa'a I kahuka. So we learned ho'opa'a I kahuka before, right? Ho'opa'a I kahuka means to fasten the hook. But if we want to make it a command and tell someone to do it, right, to do this action, we simply put the word e in front of the verb, right? In this case, ho'opa'a, which is the hamani. So e ho'opa'a I kahuka now is a command or a suggestion. Okay. E ho'opa'a I kahuka. Yeah. Fasten the zipper. Okay. Let's take a look in ho'oia that we're polole. I fasten the zipper. Okay. So now it's not just uh, uh, a habitual action of fastening the zipper. We're actually saying, you, I'm talking to you. E ho'opa'a I kahuka. Fasten the zipper. Okay. I'm telling you to do something. All right. To negate the sentence, we just simply add the word mai in front of the verb ho'opa'a, and this will make it negative. In other words, don't ho'opa'a I kahuka. Yeah, mai ho'opa'a I kahuka. Okay, the zipper is already pa'a. You don't have to ho'opa'a. Mai ho'opa'a I kahuka. Don't fasten the zipper. Okay, so e ho'opa'a I kahuka in the affirmative, fasten the zipper. Mai ho'opa'a I kahuka, the negative, don't fasten the zipper. Okay, simple. We add the a for a command to do something, or mai, the command to not do something. Okay, mai kai. The next one, hehele ya kalapana. Hehele ya kalapana. Okay, so it's an affirmative command or a suggestion. Go to who? Okay, who, because we're using ya, right? We're not saying hehele I kalapana. We're saying hehele ya kalapana. Okay, travel towards the person named Kalapana. All right, and then we can negate that by saying mai hele ya Kalapana, but we want to switch it up a little bit. So this example says mai hele I Kalapana. Okay, mai hele I Kalapana. Don't go where? To Kalapana. The place Kalapana. Yeah, we're not talking about a person anymore because we have the ʻami. This is called an ʻami kuhilana, which indicates a destination. So mai hele I kalapana. Something's going on over there, brother. Mai hele I kalapana. Okay, whatever you do, mai hele I kalapana. Don't go to Kalapana, the place. Okay, so that's an example of how we can differentiate between the I or. Is it a person, right, or is it a place? In review, you use a to make a suggestion or a command, or you use mai to say not to do something. Okay, don't do something. So we already learned some papani in the previous Haʻawina. Now we're going to learn about these papani called papani kuna. Okay, and the papani kuna are oi, you or one person; olua, you two folks, you two guys; oko, you folks three or more. Okay. And the reason why we bring up the papani kuna is because in a Pepeke Painu kaoha, usually we're talking to a specific person. We're talking to oi, you, or olua, you two, or oko. So these are the three papani that are most commonly used when given a command, whether it be in the affirmative form or the negative. Okay, so keep this in mind. Oi, you one person; olua, you two guys, you two folks; or oko, you folks three or more. So let's take a look at these Pepeke Painu Kaoha. However, we're going to reverse the order. We're going to give you the English, and I want you guys to try and figure out the ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi for this. Okay? So the first one, the first Pepeke Painu Kaoha is you two feed the baby. Okay, so we just talked about the papani kuna. Yeah. You too. What is the word for you too? Olua. Aye. So in this command, we're going to use olua. Okay. Feed the baby. We had that before. Feed the baby. Feed is hanai, right? Hanai. What kind of verb is hanai? Aye, hanai is a hamani. Okay, so hamani verb, um, feed the baby. What was the rule when we have a hamani as a verb? Okay, we know what the baby is, kapepe, but we need a marker there to make it complete. Hanai I kapepe. Aye, hanai I kapepe. How would we say you two feed the baby? Not you three, not you by yourself. You two feed the baby. Aye. So we're going to add the papani after the word hanai. Yeah. Hanai olua I kapepe. We have to have a hanai olua I kapepe. Yeah. You two guys feed the bebe, feed the pepe. Okay. Po loli ka pepe, so e hanai olua I ka pepe. Ngai kai. All right. So now we have the e koa of the affirmative. We have the negative. So we're just going to switch a to mai. Okay. So we should have mai hanai I ka pepe. Mai kai. Mai hanai I ka pepe. And it doesn't ask to include the papani you too, so we don't have to include it. All right, so here we go. Mai hanai ikapepe. So it's just a simple matter of taking out the a and putting mai in front of the verb, the hamani hanai. So e hanai ikapepe, mai hanai ikapepe. Don't feed the baby. All right, next one. You one person singular. You brush your hair. All right, so this is a kaoha in the affirmative. We need to use the word e. Okay, e what? What is the action? What is the painu? Brush. Ay, may kai. What is the word for brush? Palaki. Ay, palaki. E brush. E palaki. Okay. So now we need to know how to say your hair. Before we can translate your hair, we need to know what hair is. What kind of your do we use? And you were introduced to the kino o, kino a before in the previous Haʻawina. So you need to ask yourself, is hair a kino a or a kino o? And that will determine how you say your. Is it ko lauoho or kau lauoho? Well, if you remember the rules or the guidelines for the kino o, kino a, it's pili to your body. Therefore, it is a kino o. So you would use ko lauoho and put that all together. We get e palaki oi I ko lauoho. Wake up in the morning, you're getting ready, and you tell your keiki e palaki oi I ko lauoho. Right? Brush your hair. Okay, mai kai. Now we have the negative of that. And all we need to do is add the word mai, and everything else stays the same. Mai palaki I ko lauoho. The English is not asking for the papani oi, so you don't have to include it. So mai palaki I ko lauoho. Polole. And the final example is you three or more come inside. Yeah, come inside. You three or more come inside. Okay. So we know the word to enter or to come in is como, right? Como. So in this case, we're going to use the word e because this is a command. E, come inside. Okay. You guys, three or more. So e, como, right? How do we say you guys three or more? Oko, one of the papani kuna. E como oko, where? Iloko. Aye, inside. Iloko. E como oko iloko. That's ho oya. Aye, polole. E como oko iloko, for example. E como oko iloko o kalumi papa. you guys, three or more, come into the classroom. Okay. So we have Tutu and the two makua at the door, and the kumu will say, "E komo oko iloko." You three or more, komo iloko, come inside the classroom. Yeah, iloko kalumi papa. Mai kai. And the last la'ana that we have for this ha'awina, yeah, it happens. This is real life here, and it tends to happen, especially makikula. But something that we can say to our keiki: don't excrete or ki'o I or ma kalole. Yeah, kalole in the clothes. All right. So if you said mai ki'o makalole, hiki no. Or you can say mai ki'o ikalole. They're both correct. All right. So that's a little fun one to end this ha'avino with. Keep this in mind to make it a command. You use a or in the affirmative or mai in the negative. This is very important because we tell our keiki to do things on a daily basis. So these are very useful to learn. Ai, no leila me kela mana'o, mahalo a nui ke hui ana o kako in a makua, mahalo ko o ko manawa nui. I understand that these ha'avina are long, lo ihi, but they have a lot of information that's good for us to use that we can take away from this ha'avina and use them on a daily basis. Yeah, put them into action. So in closing, here is my kaoha to you folks. E ho'oma'a o kou I ka ha'awina ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi o keia pule. Right? Go ahead and practice these lessons that we just learned this week with your keiki, with at home with the ohana, with friends and family. The main thing is to have fun while you're doing it. Pela e ola e ka ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi, and that's how our language will live. Yeah. Ai, no leila mahalo ki hui ana, e malamo pono, a i ke kahi haawina, a hui ho aku no. Aloha.